Here are today's top stories from the Pna Headlines. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. assured Japanese Foreign Minister Takeshi Iwaya of the Philippines' commitment to enhance the trilateral ties with Japan and the United States. The President made a statement as Iwaya made a courtesy call at Malacanang Palace on Wednesday. Iwaya commends Marcos for the latter's continued support in strengthening cooperation between Japan and the Philippines to address security issues in the Indo-Pacific region and other global affairs. The foreign minister stressed the importance of cooperation of like-minded countries amid more serious conflicts in the international community. He also highlighted the strategic partnership of the Philippines and Japan as countries that share fundamental values and principles. Before his meeting with the President, Iwaya met with Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo, where he expressed Japan's willingness to enhance cooperation and maritime support to the Philippines in response to developments in the South China Sea. Iwaya's meeting comes after President Marcos' virtual trilateral meeting with outgoing United States President Joe Biden and Japanese Prime Minister Ishiba Shigeru. The three leaders reaffirmed their commitment to enhance cooperation on maritime security, economic resilience, and technology. House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez met with lawmakers from the Parliament of Hungary to discuss initiatives to strengthen political and interparliamentary ties. The delegation from Hungary's National Assembly was led by Foreign Affairs Committee Chair Zsolt Németh. Romualdez said the visit of Németh's delegation reflects the strong diplomatic ties and mutual respect between the two nations. The visit also reaffirms the shared commitment of their countries to enhancing bilateral cooperation in various areas of interest. He expressed optimism about enhancing trade relations, particularly in promoting Philippine-made products such as electronic equipment, machinery, optical products, and medical instruments. He also thanked Hungary for supporting the negotiations for the Philippines-European Union Free Trade Agreement, as well as the country's bid for a seat in the United Nations Security Council for the 2027 to 2028 term. Meanwhile, Németh praised the high standard of work ethics of Filipino workers in Hungary as he proposed the possible conduct of joint training exercises to expand cooperation in labor sector. This came as Hungary expressed support for the opening of the Migrant Workers Office in Budapest. In other news, Office of Civil Defense Administrator Ariel Nepomuceno assured continued government support for all evacuees of Kanlaon volcano. Nepomuceno made this pledge during his visit to evacuees in Kanlaon City on Wednesday. The OCD chief acknowledged the difficulties faced by the evacuees, including the challenges and uncertainty from being displaced by volcano's restiveness. Nepomuceno said they are preparing in case the alert level is increased to level 4, which means the danger zone will be extended from 6 to 10 kilometers and more people will need to be evacuated. He emphasized that the Marcos administration is committed to ensuring that evacuees and camp leaders receive the guidance and assistance they need. Nepomuceno also met with regional OCD officials, including Western Visayas Director Raul Fernandez, Central Visayas Director Joel Erestain, and Negros Island Director Donato Sermeno III. He also received a briefing from Kanlaon City Mayor Jose Chubasco Cardenas on the latest updates regarding Kanlaon. The volcano is currently under alert level 3, indicating a heightened risk of a more violent eruption. The Department of Social Welfare and Development is asking for more support from the private sector to sustain the Walang Gutom Welfare Soup Kitchen in Pasay City. DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian on Wednesday expressed hope in securing stronger private sector buy-in to stabilize the Walang Gutom Kitchen's food supply. In a meeting with the officials of the Philippine Hotel Owners Association, or FOA, he said he is hoping to get more players, especially from the hotel sector, to initiate a whole-of-nation approach to sustain the soup kitchen. Gatchalian said FOA officials, if there were any concerns on the part of the hotels on donating excess or surplus food, FOA Executive Director Benito Bengzon Jr. told Gatchalian that they encourage hotel members to take part in the Walang Gutom Kitchen. For his part, FOA President Arthur Lopez said the existing law on food banking would guide their members if there are concerns about liabilities in the treatment of excess food. Gatchalian said the DSWD would be in charge of pickup, storage, and waste management to free the FOA members from these burdens. The Walang Gutom Kitchen currently receives donations from fast food chains, food manufacturers, and other establishments. In news overseas, negotiators have agreed to a ceasefire that aims to pave the way to ending the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. The agreement outlines a 6-week initial ceasefire phase, which includes the release of hostages and the withdrawal of troops from the Gaza Strip. Phase 1 of the ceasefire involves the release of 33 Israeli hostages, including all women, children, and men over 50. The second phase will happen on the 16th day of Phase 1 implementation, where negotiations are expected to take place, including the release of all remaining hostages, a permanent ceasefire, and the complete withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza. The third phase will address the return of all remaining dead bodies and reconstruction of Gaza under the supervision of Egypt, Qatar, and the United Nations. The agreement follows months of negotiations between Egyptian and Qatari mediators with the backing of the United States. If successful, the phased ceasefire would end a war that lasted about 15 months, killed tens of thousands of people, displaced millions, and left much of Gaza in ruins. This may diffuse tensions across the Middle East, especially in the Israeli-occupied West Bank, in Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, and Iraq, as well as between Israel and Iran. The deal is also expected to pave the way towards the rebuilding of a post-war Gaza. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the PNA Headlines. For more news updates, visit our website, pna.gov.ph, or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The PNA Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the PNA Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under PNA News. I'm Wilnard Basalonia. This is the PNA Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.